time, what a time. What a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just wanna make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. Find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself, cause we just a bunch of hustlers that's trying to give out some help. We turn the cubs into lions inside of the den. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just wanna win. Hey.
We are live inside the den. This is your host, Daniel Lyons and Evans, and as always, we're happy to be here. And episode 4 starts right now. We have today in our studio a good friend of mine, my mechanic, keeps all my vehicles going, Mr. Matthew. He is the owner of Encore Motors. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, getting up there in age, working really hard, being over there, shop, Encore Automotive, Diagnostics and Repair, been there 6 years. Really love Smithfield, not a native of Smithfield, from Raleigh, Wake County, So Smithfield was all new to me, and
So you had the shop for 6 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've been working on vehicles and in the trade over 16 years.
That makes me think of Martin Lawrence when he had the guy on it. Don't you know no?
Yeah.
I've been working on cars all my life, man, but I've been singing for 15 years.
15 years, man.
15 years, man. That's awesome, man. So what's the best part of your day, man? What is the best part of what you do? The best part of your day?
Well, the best part of my day, man, is waking up. Because that's a great experience, waking up.
Waking up, man. You know what? That's an underrated experience.
Yeah, it is.
People take waking up for granted, man. And the way the economy is now, and the way with this pandemic, man, is really, really, every day you wake up, man, above ground is a blessing, man.
Hey.
So, if waking up is a highlight of your day, brother, hey, man, that's awesome, because, like I say, we take for granted the things that, the blessings and gifts that God give us. We have a tendency to take those for granted, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's awesome, man. But so I wanted to take this time to introduce my co-host, very new to the show. I call him Mini-Me. This is just made it in a couple of days ago, shipped in from a company. They do custom bobbleheads, and this guy will agree to everything I say.
I see. He's a yes man.
He's a yes man. So I got my very own yes man co-host, Mini-Me, Daniel Lyons and Evans, Mini-Me. So yeah, so he's here for the first time. This is his first time on the show, which is my guy Matt, first time on the show. I wanted to have him on last season, but it didn't work out because mechanics, job is never done.
Yes.
Always got to tweak and turn a wrench or whatever. Yeah. So it's always good to have you, brother. One of the things that we was talking about earlier, man, was I know that you were a newly father.
Mm-hmm.
When I first met you 6 years ago, a lot has changed since then. And I remember when your lady friend was indeed pregnant, and we were talking about what are some of the things you're gonna look forward to, and you just said that just being a father, period. What does that look like for you? Like what's your experience being so far with your child being a year and 4 months old? What has been your experience so far being a father?
Well, it's words cannot describe the feeling. It's not my first time being a father. I actually have 3 children.
Okay.
Yeah. 17-year-old, 15-year-old, and we got a 15-month-old. Yeah. But my 15-month-old, he definitely is new. I planted him. That was a big difference. So I'm very mindful and conscious of my involvement with him on a day-to-day basis. There's a lot of experiences I share with him I didn't get to share with my older boys.
So what's the biggest difference now versus then?
Well, the biggest difference is that I'm older and I'm conscious. So when I was younger and, you're shooting in the dark, I was not, ready or didn't prepare or didn't plan to have a child. Whereas now I'm 36, I plan to have my child. So it's like it's one of my goals almost. So it's something that I am more aware of, that I have planned for, and that I wake up for.
That's awesome, because we often, take for granted that opportunity to actually impact somebody's life. Being a father is already a hard job, but being a black father in America, you know what I mean? I was talking to somebody last week and I said being a father is probably one of the hardest jobs, because you have to be so universal. You know what I mean? When you are a father, you have to be, and this is if you're a father and you have a household, the father of the house has to be the leader, has to be the head. But he also has to sometimes allow his woman to have ideas and opinions and lead as well. Right. So you have to be the leader, but you also have to yield to leadership. You have to be the most intelligent person in the house, but you also have to be willing to learn new things from your children. You have to be the protector, the aggressive, but you also have to learn how to be sensitive. And then, you just have to really, be able to be not to be a great leader, you got to be a great father. And you can wrap all of that up, and wrap it up in one body. Basically that's, what a father has to go through every day. You know what I mean? The kids think that you are a superhero. Only if they knew that if you had a regular job, you would be the lowest thing on the job, because, certain people get treated differently based on their skin color, based on their status and all kind of stuff. And so I commend people, like you, who stayed in the fight, who actually, take the time to be an active father, because there's a lot of, young men out there. And I believe that that's one of the problems that we're facing right now in America, is the reason why some of our young black men are so lost is because they have no leadership.
Yeah, well, that.
You know what I'm saying? The pops, granddaddy, you know what I'm saying? The people that shaped our parents, they're no longer around. And so the generation that we have now, I don't know if you call it, is it Generation X or is the millennials, you know what I'm saying? The millennials, they're being raised by social media, they're being raised by games, Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? And the cell phones are actually doing the parents' job, because we are so busy trying to stay afloat. We're so busy trying to keep our head above water. We don't have the time to get in there in the trenches with our kids like we used to. Come in from school and do what? Sit down and help you keep the homework. You know what I'm saying? Being there to have that family time at the end of the evening before the kid go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Having breakfast with your kid.
Yeah.
So all those things that we came up with, when we was coming up, I know I did. I don't know about some of y'all, but that time in the family has been lost because of the grind.
The grind is important, though.
The grind is very important.
But the household is essential.
Yes, it is.
Now, the household must be manned just like the field must be manned.
Yes.
So if you're not manning the household and you're manning the field, I mean, what are you out there harvesting for? What you're going to bring it back to a broken household? Even if all the key elements are there, I believe, personally, a lot of input must be put forth in the household. I believe the structure of the household these days is based upon how the world is set up, and it should not be like that. The household should take the forefront to the world, and I believe things will be a better place, because if the elements in the household is running at optimum, you think if every household is running at optimum, the world will be running at optimum. But if, every household is running, below, so you got the world is running below.
This is true. And, I'm glad you say that, because, that's the reason why I chose a path of entrepreneurship. Being able to leave my kid a legacy behind that says that, my daddy built this, and I'm going to continue to build this thing even more. You in a position where, in 19, 20 years from now, if you wanted to pass your business on to your son, he'll be able to appreciate the building blocks that you have sacrificed and invested in his future. And he can say that, this is, so when somebody tries to buy him out, he'll be able to say, my daddy worked his tail off to the bone, blood, sweat, and tears, to provide this opportunity for me, so I'm not going to let it go at a discount.
Without a doubt.
We have to learn how not to discount our dreams. I was talking to one of my mentors the other day, and we had a conference, a Zoom call for my insurance agency, PHP. And what we was talking about is how people want to discount their dreams. If I was to tell you, now this is somebody who actually listens to what I got to say. The reason why this brother is sitting here right now, 4 years ago, when we met 6 years ago originally, but 4 years ago he came to me and he wanted to improve his life, and he went through my program, my credit repair program. And when I say somebody that followed the program to the T, this guy right here.
Yes.
So we was talking about, if I was to give you $1 million blueprint, and I'm telling you that in order to be successful, this is what you got to do. We are programmed to always want to try to find a shortcut. If I told you this blueprint costs $5.99, guaranteed to make you $1 million, but it costs $5.99 to get this blueprint, what would you say to me?
Like in real time?
Like, real talk, like what would you say to me?
You told me to give you $599 for this $1 million blueprint?
Like the
Like
check.
a shortcut. Yeah, here we go. Let me get that.
That's somebody who sees value in not only what I'm telling you, but you see value in your future. Why is it that when you talk to people about, let's say somebody came to you and said, I want to learn how to be a mechanic, and you say, okay, I got an apprenticeship program.
Okay.
How much you gonna charge for an apprenticeship program? You might say $5.99 for this program. Oh, can I get it for a discount? Can you give me a hookup? You know we family, right? My cousin. Dude, stop trying to discount your dream. If you have the entrepreneurship drive, if you have the dream to become, even if you ain't got a dream to become a millionaire, if you got a dream to make any kind of money, period, then why are you discounting your dream? Why are you trying to put your dreams in a box saying that, can I get this or get that? Because the real talk is, the moment you cross over that threshold to make that $1 million,
Yes.
you're going to say, this was the best decision.
Yeah.
Even before you get to that point. You get to 10% of $1 million, you're going to say, this was the best decision I ever made in my life. You know what I mean? So we have to understand the benefit of having a hard, or having a good work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And being able to value the things that you want out of life had to have a value on it. When you came to me to want your credit done, I told you this is the price. You said no problem,
Yeah,
say
no
less.
problem. Yeah.
Because you know that the benefit of,
Good credit.
and then you, when you got the 700 credit, you was like, dude, you know what I mean? You was a believer. But that right there was worth it for you when you saw that, when you saw the result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to have, people have to have more value in what they do in their life. If your life ain't worth, if the quality of your life is not worth the money.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly definitely have to input. You have to invest. Whether it's going to be money, time,
That's the thing.
educating yourself. You have to invest. You have to sow a seed somehow, some way.
Exactly. And the investment, like I say, is not only monetary, but it's also time, emotion, energy. You know, when you want to, you know, if a man wanted to become a rap artist, I will sit in comfort and tell him that before you make this step, you have to account the cost emotionally and financially of what it's going to take to get to where you're trying to go, because success may sometimes leave you alone
Oh, without a doubt.
because people ain't going to want to understand your walk.
Mm-mm.
You're not going to be able to hang out with the same people you hung out before because they're not on the same mindset.
No.
And when you sit around and look at that big old empty house that you done brought, that you done sweated over, you're gonna say, okay, I made it here, but what did it actually cost me? And you say, oh, well, I done lost family members, I done lost relationships, I done lost, you know, this or that, but was it worth it? Because at the end of the day, you have to be willing to accept the outcome of the decisions you make while you're on your way to the top.
Yeah, man. You can't sit here and while you going to your destination, if you start making left turns and right turns, hey, you're never gonna get there.
Yeah, I mean, and so how has your life changed over the last 6 years?
For the last 6 years, originally I was commuting back and forth from Raleigh. Now I stay locally in the community here in Johnson County. So,
Do you travel from Raleigh every day?
yeah, I was driving from Raleigh every day, and I was stopping at 2 o'clock and going back to Raleigh to get my 2 older children off the school bus, and then coming back to the shop.
So what was the point that you decided that this was worth me relocating and moving to Smith? What was that moment?
I became a better businessman. I started looking at the bottom line, and I said, hold on, I'm spending way too much money in fuel. Way too much money in fuel, way too much money in time. So I said I had to make the move, man. I had to.
But you saw the benefit, huh?
Yeah.
So that was an investment that you had to make. That at what point do I really take this thing to the next level and start really, you know, evaluating, you know, what I'm spending versus what I got coming in and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, so it's definitely, you know, that was a transition you had to make. Which brings me to my next topic. So I posted on Facebook last week, and I'm gonna ask you this question.
Okay.
We can just talk about it. No right or wrong answer, just your own personal opinion. Is it better to change or is it better to evolve? Is it better to change or evolve? Y'all can chime in if y'all want to. This is a portion that I posted on Facebook. I was talking to a buddy of mine, my childhood buddy. We were just vibing it out on the live, and he asked a question, and I put it on Facebook. Is it better to change or evolve?
Well, evolution, evolve. That's a process that's going to have to naturally occur. Okay? Man, I go back to the shop, I'm going to change my shoes. That's a decision I have to make. You know, I take my shoes off, put different shoes on. But if I want to grow a beard, you know, that's going to take some time. You know, if I want to grow an afro, that's going to take some time, and I ain't able to grow an afro right now because I think it's going to get alopecia.
What a
So-
joker.
So what I'm saying is it's better to change or evolve. I believe with a life expectancy of 75 years, it's better to change because you ain't got time to evolve. So you need to change.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna just change.
So what do y'all think? Change or evolve? I'm gonna give you my opinion about change or evolve. And then, like I say, you make your own determination on change versus evolve. To change a person, you start one thing, and in the process of changing, you become something different.
Yeah.
You have to change into something different. The Bible says that we was created in the likeness and image of God. Now this is just, coming out straight from the hip. I don't think God created us in His image just to change us. So if you was born a man, you wanted to change into a woman, you'll become a completely different person once you had the surgery or once you took the test with the test whatever estrogen, whatever it is,
Yeah.
the pills or whatever you got to
Yeah.
take. That's a change from one thing to another.
Yeah.
People use the example of a caterpillar changing into a butterfly, but did he really change? Because you look at the butterfly, the body is still that caterpillar did not change. He evolved into the butterfly. The cocoon was the transition from him becoming the caterpillar and he evolving into the butterfly. Same person transitioned to something better. He became something better after he evolved into something better. So as a boy born into this world as a baby, he can't change from a baby until a man. He has to evolve into a man. Change would mean he would start off as a baby and he would change into a monkey. Like they try to teach us in school, that the evolution was a monkey growing up.
With the Darwin's theory.
The Darwin's theory where the monkey was sitting down like this and then he did like this and then he stood up and he started walking and then a brown monkey evolved into a Caucasian man. That's the GoPro. So in my opinion, I believe that it's better to evolve because evolve comes growth. You change from one thing to another, but there's no instructions on what you become. Your father has to teach you about becoming a man. There's a process, son. You don't wake up at 21 years old and become a man. Becoming a man starts at age 9.
Yes.
Whenever you understand the difference between right and wrong, whenever you understand the difference between protection and responsibility, that's when your manhood actually starts. It just takes the transitions for you to evolve into a man, but you can't just change into a man. Just like you can change into a pair of shoes, like you said.
Yeah.
You can change your shoe size.
You can change the shoes.
You can change the color of your shirt. I had a shirt on earlier different. I changed it to this shirt before the show started because I'm advertising the t-shirts, which are on sale now for $20. Inside the DNLP line prize shirts on sale for $20. Anyway, so you can change your clothes, you can change your mind,
Yes.
but you have to evolve into who you're going to become.
Yes. Naturally.
When I met you, you was a certain type of businessman,
Yes.
and you have evolved into a better
Yes.
businessman. Changing your address, you change your address, you change your zip code, you change the county you lived in,
Yes.
and you, from that change, his business evolved. So this is my take on change versus evolution. I believe that it's better to evolve versus change. They had the theory of the giraffe, the long neck, and all that. I get it, but they had to evolve in order to be better than what they were.
That took time.
And I still have to, question that in myself. What you got, brother?
So I think that
you have to change in order to evolve. So if you control your change, alright, so I don't know if y'all know this, but the caterpillar, the moth and the butterfly they both start off as the caterpillar. Did y'all know that? Sometimes all butterflies don't, I mean, all caterpillars don't come out as butterflies. Some of them come out as moths. Okay. So therefore, if you don't control your change, you could come out as a moth and not a butterfly. So,
In that aspect of it, the only change that takes place is your mentality.
mhm.
Destination the same, but if the mentality is not the same, this caterpillar is going to become a moth. This caterpillar becomes a butterfly because of the mentality. We two men, if our mentality don't change, I'm gonna end up in the street, and you're gonna end up in Hollywood, some guy doggone where. And it's one of those things. Me, I got 2 brothers, 3 sisters. We grew up technically in the same house. Me and but two of my older sisters didn't grow up with us, but they, they have the same father.
Yes.
My dad taught us the same principles coming up. My daddy preached the same, lessons learned to all his boys. But if you look at all 3 of us, different. Me and my younger brother, we got some of the same philosophies. My other brother got a little bit different philosophy. My sister philosophy is different. Came out of the same household.
Okay.
Same destination, different mentality, different results. What do you think about that?
Well, I have 3 siblings. We are all different. I have a brother, I have a sister. I'm different than them, they're different than me. It's all how one receives the lesson, and it also goes back to like where we started at the beginning of the episode. There's age gaps between your siblings naturally because you're not all twins or things like that. So wherever your parents were, when they were raising you up, and they were changing and evolving as well. So there may be some things that they didn't know to share with some of you all, or some of me and my siblings at the time, or where they were able to pour this into this child and pour this into that child based upon where they were with their selves as parents. Because like I said, with my last child, I actually planned him where, my other 2 children, they were in divine design, but I didn't say, hey, tonight we're going to make me a child.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. I don't know where they were in their parenting or in their walk of life at that moment of time.
Yeah, and that goes back to the book we was reading before, Think and Grow Rich.
I love that book.
So you say...
Yeah, you talking about, I ain't mean to cut.
No, go ahead.
But you talking about the one by Dennis Kimbrough?
No, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Hill.
Yeah.
Dennis Kimbrough did one as well.
I haven't read his version.
Check that one out.
Think and Grow Rich talks about,
I read that one too.
There's one guy who went in business with Thomas Edison. He said he talked his way into business or something like that. He walked up to the man. He took his last, didn't have no money, and hopped on the train to get to where he was at. Walked into this man's office to meet with him, and his staff said he's not taking any meetings. And he said, well, I'll just come back when he got time. Kept coming back until this man found 5 minutes to talk to Thomas Edison. And he said that you don't know who I am, but I'm going to be in partnership with you one day. And that was all he had to say. And from that point, he just kept coming around, and the man was willing to clean bathrooms and be a janitor inside the office just so he could get close enough, because, when you clean the bathroom and clean the offices, you might hear a couple of words come out of the office, though, that I heard him say something, and just be a fly on the wall. Until one day he had, Thomas Edison was pitching a meeting to some of his salesmen, and they all shot him down and said, we can't make it happen. And they had all said it couldn't be done. And this guy walks in and say, if they can't do it, I can do it. And that was the opportunity he needed, just to have that 5-minute conversation with the man and say, you know what I do? I'm gonna give you a shot. If you can make this happen, then we're gonna be partners. Fast forward story, they became partners, and this man's story speaks for itself. But because his mentality changed on that train, he was able to evolve into one of the, the best, success stories that you can think of. And it's all about your mentality. Think and grow rich. If you want to become a millionaire, you have to think millionaire thoughts. You have to do what millionaires do. You have to read millionaire books. You have to have that type of language, and you really don't have time for foolishness. Like I said, the road to success may be a lonely walk, because when you start trying to figure out where you're going in life, a lot of people are going to be out trying to waste your time, bro.
Oh, man.
You have to be the best steward of your time, because you don't have it to waste. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. You know what I'm saying? There's only been a couple of times where God himself had to stop time for someone to do something, but only God can do that. You know what I'm saying? Freeze time. You know what I mean? So we don't have it to waste. So we have to be very proactive on, guarding our minds and what come out our mouth and things like that, because that's going to be the key to our success, is our mentality. And mentality has to be you have to evolve into the right type of mentality. Because you can wake up one day and say, man, I wasn't going to get it on. I'm tired of all these people bothering me on my phone. And then over the course of time, you say, you know what? I'm going to be a better different Which is, man, you can't
Oh, hell no!
You got that big one. Hey, man. Shoot, I'm going to tell you right now, if my phone ever stop ringing, I'm going to go into full panic attack. Like, hey, man, my phone ain't ringing in 3 days. Something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong. But yeah, I mean, that's just something that, like I say, I was meditating over that. And then my friend said something else that I posted on Facebook, and I want to talk about it. This man, he's been in the system, for a little while, so he's had a whole lot of time to think and evaluate his life, since he's been gone. But I grew up with him. I told on the live that he was my first sparring partner in my life. Like, me and him used to get in fights all the time. And he was my sparring partner. I was able to learn how to defend myself by fighting him, right? He was best friends, but we fought all the time. So he was like, how you adolescent teens, you grow up, you want to try to test your muscles and everything. So he was my sparring partner. This man said that, and I got to give him credit because he came out and said it. He said, it's hard to have willpower. Your spirit is controlled. You said that, man. That took me down. It's hard to have willpower when your spirit has been broken. Dude, you know that your spirit is what drives you to have the willpower. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I remember when I was coming up, my dad, told the story how he used to smoke. Back in the day, he was in the Vietnam and all that kind of stuff. He used to smoke. He was talking about when he got saved, when God called him and saved him. You know what I mean? He had the willpower to stop smoking, like cold turkey. And he just prayed and asked God to relieve that. Hey, touch that phone right there, bro. A call came through, right? Exit out. No, you can come around. But he was talking about willpower, right? He said that he had the willpower to stop smoking, right? Mm-hmm. And then fast forward years later, right before I got ready to go to the Marine Corps. Now when he first was smoking, might have been, let's say 70.
He's smoking weed.
Smoke cigarettes.
Oh.
Boy, if you don't get
Cigarettes is a stronghold. You know people are addicted to cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
So
I,
he was
I,
like,
I just want to make it clear.
Cigarettes, man.
Okay.
Cigarette weed.
Okay.
No,
You
cigarettes.
said Vietnam, brother. I thought
Well, I mean, he
grass.
might have smoked some weed too, but he was talking about his cigarette addiction.
Okay.
And he said he had the power to stop, his willpower to stop.
Just making sure.
And then, so it was years later, right before I got ready to go to Marine Corps boot camp, he had picked up smoking again, right? Now, he's a minister, and, he had been in the ministry, but around this time, he wasn't in the ministry as well. Or he was still a minister, but he wasn't, active in the church. So I remember him saying to me, man, I say, man, look, I talked to my dad like, man, if you quit smoking before, what's the difference? Why you can't stop smoking now?
What is that?
He said, I had a lot of power back then. I had a lot of willpower back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the difference now? He was like, I ain't got it in me.
See?
His spirit was broken. So the willpower wasn't there because the spirit had to go. My mom was going through relationship issues, divorce, and all this kind of stuff. And he had a lot of other stuff going on that I ain't going to talk about right now. There'll be another show. But he had some things going on that wasn't conducive to the same power that he had back then. And I learned a valuable lesson from my dad even then. He said, I ain't got that same power I had before. I said, Dad, you possess the same power that you had to do. I said, I ain't never heard my daddy say he could not do something. But when he counted that cigarette, he said, I ain't got the same power. It's because his spirit was broken. I never forget that. He said, I can't quit. And to this day, I think he still smokes on occasion, but that was like 30-year. He quit for over 30 plus years and then went back to it because spirit is broken. A lot of things that we do for the addiction and everything, sometimes, and this is something that I learned spiritually, some demons, they play possum for a period of time. They ain't gone, they just playing possum. So you think So you think that I done beat this thing. You think I done conquered it. And that's because he's dormant at the time. All of a sudden when he wakes back up, then you go back. I thought I had. You didn't beat him. You just put him to sleep. You got to get rid of him.
You take a nap.
You got to get rid of him completely. Because I can tell you that if I want to get the best oranges in the world, what state am I going to go to?
Florida.
Because it's known for oranges, right?
That's right.
If I want to taste some of the sweetest, most plump peaches, where I'm going?
Georgia.
Matter of fact, if you driving through Georgia, if you look on the side of the highway, they just laid out on the side of the road like peaches all over it. I said, what is peaches all over the goddamn place? It's plentiful with peaches, right? If you want to stroke your luck, try your luck, and gamble, what state are you gonna go to? Go to Vegas, because that region is set up as a spiritual demonic region of those different things in Vegas. That sex, drug, alcohol, gambling, boom. That's Vegas. Even if you're not a gambler, this is a real story. Even if you're not a gambler, if you go to that state, the urge for you to gamble just kind of pops up. I don't know where this comes from. It's because if you want to get oranges, you go to Florida. You want to get peaches, you go to Georgia. You want to gamble, you go to Nevada. Not saying that oranges don't grow in California, but they grow their best in Florida. You can grow a peach in Mississippi, but it's going to be plump if you grow it in Georgia. So the things that we do we have to understand that there is places that we can get those things done better, and there are things that we have to struggle to get it done. So if your life is not conditioned to have the willpower, if you got a bunch of negativity in your life, where's your willpower?
Gone.
Your spirit gonna be broken. If you tell your child that he's bad, you ain't no good, you a dirty son of a gun, you're gonna be just like your daddy, you're gonna be just like your granddaddy. You keep speaking these words to these kids, and eventually that's gonna manifest.
Yep.
And his spirit gonna be broken. He ain't gonna even try to be a good man. Cause he's like, you know what, I ain't gonna be able to make it. I ain't gonna be able to make it. Because
Counting them out early.
he's already done took on that I ain't gonna make it attitude. Spirit is, if you, oh my God, in order to kill a man, you gotta kill his spirit first.
Right.
I'm telling you, the heart of a lion, as long as you can hear that lion roar, as long as that lion got a roar left in his body, he got a fighting chance. But if you kill the lion's spirit,
Kill the wolf.
you can kill him. So your power comes from your spirit. You got a strong spirit. Your willpower is strong.
Inside.
I'm talking about. I can tell you about times where I didn't had. I thank God that He didn't give me the spirit of addiction. You know what I mean? Because I can honestly say that, you know how some kids want to try alcohol and get drunk in high school and all kind of stuff. I didn't taste alcohol until I turned 21, and I was in the military when I tasted it for the first time. And it was such an experience for me where I only drunk on occasion. The social drinking is what they call it.
Yeah.
But the moment I quit drinking was the moment that I think I've only been drunk maybe like 3 or 4 times in my life, right? I got drunk in front of my kids one time, throwing up. And I remember trying to, I was trying to parent my kid, so to speak, or give my kid some wisdom in a drunken state. And it was like, Daddy, just stop. Like, you ain't making no sense, stop. When you lose the ability to parent your kid, or the ability to gain that respect that your kid has, and when I looked at myself, I said, they done lost some respect for me. Because they ain't never saw me drunk before. That was the day I stopped drinking. It was like from like 2001 to like 2007. So for a 7-year period, I was just occasionally drinking, social drinking. Then I just said, I'm done. Walked away from it cold, right? Never had the spirit of smoking. Never wanted to know what smoking cigarettes tastes like. Never had the curiosity to want to do any type of drugs and that. So I thank God. And I had a cussing spirit at one time. I used to cuss like Bernie Mac. It didn't matter what time of day it was. If the word fit, it said something, I'll be cussing like Bernie Mac. I would be cussing people out so bad. They say, you know what? If you gotta talk to me like that, don't talk to me at all. I say, you know what? Don't call my phone. I had to literally get somebody threaten me for me to stop cussing.
Dang.
Like, if you don't stop cussing me out, or if you don't stop using profanity, then like we can't, you know,
Y'all ain't gonna be the kicker.
we can't talk no more, none of that, man. And I'm like, so this is my thought process. If every other word in my mouth is a cuss word, then I might need to cut down on what come out my mouth. So I stopped talking. I started like, I went like 2 weeks of like no talking for 2 weeks. And then after I started talking after 2 weeks, I only had selective words to say. Selective words. I thought about 3 seconds before I say each word. I thought about it 3 seconds. And that was how I stopped cussing. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? But when I started, but it was like a tidal wave. I was on a firing line. I was a marksmanship instructor for the Marine Corps. I was at Paris Island. And you know, I had always used substitute words like freaking, dadgummit, doggone. Doggone is a word that I had to come up with just to see, you know what I mean? Doggone. And I think it might be a Mississippi thing, because everybody in Mississippi I know say the word doggone it.
Gotcha.
So I remember one day, man, I was about, it might have been the same year that I started drinking for the first time. 21 years old, man. If y'all know anything about the firing line in boot camp, you were on a rifle range with a 50 target front. And these are recruits who have never fired a weapon before in their life. And they got live rounds. The first safety rule of the firing range is treat every weapon as if it was loaded.
Right.
Keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you are ready to fire. Right? So you on the fire line, you firing, you might get nervous. You hear a bunch of guns going off. In your mind, you gotta have tunnel vision so you don't focus on what's going on. You just focus on your stuff. Man, I remember this recruit was doing something on the firing line, and he got up off the firing line and pointed the weapon towards me out of like just, he was nervous or whatever, but he had his finger on the trigger. Now at this point, you staring down the barrel of a gun. I literally saw my life flash before my eyes, because all this dude had to do was have any little nervous twitch. If he had a nervous twitch, boom, I'm done. So I literally jumped from where I am here to probably about to that door, like one leap jump. You ever seen a lion jump on a gazelle from this far away? I jumped this boy so fast, because at this point I'm trying to protect my own self and everybody else on the firing line. Man, while I was in the air flying toward this boy, man, I must have every word I could find in my vocabulary that was a cuss word. I wanted him to feel my wrath. Like, hey! Yeah. Man, by the time I tackled that boy to the ground and got that gun down range, I was like, that was it right there. The Pandora's box is open now. Hey, he was tripping for real. But when I started, that was the day I started. After that, I said, you know, I'm tired of holding my feelings in. I'm going to start telling people how I feel. I'm going to let it rip. And that was like, you know, they said, man, this dude here, boy, he's off the track. But it came from somewhere. You know, it started from somewhere, and then I had to end it because I got comfortable because people out. I got comfortable because of people out. So, you know, that was something that you know, that took it took willpower to go from cussing every day to not cussing. Go from you know, drinking to not drinking. But when your spirit is broken,
oh yeah,
you might as well put a fork in it to be done. A man can't even defend his house if his spirit broken.
Lion King is a good movie to reference for that. Because you remember Simba,
that's right.
He was with the Puma and
them hard-headed Timon and Puma, Hakuna Matata, no worries.
Eating bugs.
You know what I'm saying?
Eating bugs.
Exactly. Broken.
Out there in the wilderness eating salamanders and goddamn caterpillars. Beetles, bugs, and a lion. How your stomach gonna get full? You eat a bunch of knickknacks. You know what I mean?
No way.
Spirit was broken. Had to be brought back to the light. He had to get a recharge. And I tell my kids this, you know, when they get out of pocket. Remember who you are. You have forgotten who you are, and yet you forgot me. I have to get my Lion King Mufasa ball. Remember who you are. I took my grandbaby 2 years ago and held her up and said, everything the light touches is our kingdom. That's right. Have to let them know, man. Because these are the things that, you know, when you're struggling with life and who you are, you know what I'm saying? I told my story last year about, you know, sometimes that I was, you know, a little bit depressed and things like that. It's those moments that you have to fall back on, those manhood moments. Your daddy set you down and said, boy, remember who you are. You know what I mean? It don't matter if your son is, when he turns 16 or 17 and he comes to you and says, Daddy, some girl, you know, broke my heart. What you gonna tell him? Son is what?
One of many.
That's your version. Hey, my daddy told me, it's more fish in the sea. What do you fish at? You gotta go find it. You gotta find it right here. So those are the moments that we have to fall back on.
That's right.
When we hit rock bottom in our life, we don't know where to turn. Go back to the basis that your family, your family heritage, you know, has put before you. You are a son of a king,
Right.
ruler of Zamunda. You can have any woman you want, son.
Right.
Don't let nobody discount you and tell you that you can't have or can't do or can't be whatever you say. The power of life and death is in the tongue, because God created you in a likeness and image of himself, and he had the ability to speak things into existence. When he said, let there be light, guess what happened? The lights came on.
That's right.
When he said, let this be, let that be. But you know what about the story of creation that's really like, it's really ironic to me. When God was creating the earth, he said, let there be, and everything appeared, right? He created us in a likeness and image of himself. If you notice that story, he spoke everything into existence except for the man. He said, let us create man, and he took time and didn't speak man into existence, but he took man out of the ground and he created the man. And the Bible says that he breathed the breath of life into the man, but inside that breath of life also was what? The power. Because after Adam, when he created the man, nothing happened at first. He just created the man on the ground. He didn't get the power until he breathed the life into him. When he breathed the life into his nostrils, then he got the power, because when Adam got up, Adam was able to do what? He was able to name all of the animals. He had the power. He said, whatever you call it, that's what it's going to be. You seen the cow? You seen the dog? The deer? And I guarantee you, I don't know Adam yet, I don't meet him, but I guarantee his favorite animal was a lion. He was a lion. He named the lion. He did this. So we have that power, just like you said before, when we're dealing with these spiritual demons and things. Sometimes they are doormat, and they allow us to feel like we have done something. But you gotta always remember God. Put God first, because some things God would allow. If you know, so He'll allow things to happen. Probably can't get too proud for what you're doing, because He'll always bring you back to the beginning. You know, remember who you are. Remember who you are. You ain't get all this way by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of people in your life to speak life, and some of us are still living off the prayers of our grandparents.
That's right.
Some of us are still prospering off of prayer that somebody else prayed when we was bad and going to school and beating up on people, and say, just bless this son, Lord. This boy is hard-headed, you know, is bless him. And we still benefiting off of that. And they dead and gone. Because God honored the prayer of that person that prayed for you. You're able to see that benefit years and years later. You ain't know nothing about it. You just walk thinking that I got luck.
Nah.
I got good luck. Luck ain't no way in the Bible. You got favor. It's the difference between being lucky and being favorable.
True.
You want to be lucky? Go to Vegas. Because what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas, including your money. It stays right there in Vegas. You ain't living outside of Vegas without that bag. We're going to make a clean sweep. You're going to go in and get this money. You're going to get out and go back home. The last day, I can beat them. I can beat them. Like, you know what? You should have stick quick while you're ahead. See, the spirit, that greed spirit is also in Vegas. Because you think that I ain't won enough money. Let me try to win some more. And that's when the devil say, gotcha.
That's right.
All that money spent right here in Vegas. This is my job.
And you can be 200,000
You
up.
can be up, man. I'm talking about people committing suicide because they done lost their whole, they done,
Stop credit card.
I'm talking about they done lost their house.
Man.
They done put, you know what I'm saying, everything. And they done went there. You have to watch them people, man. Watch them people. When you win like that, and they, shoot, you gotta watch them, boy.
Gotta get out while you ahead.
Shoot, yeah, get out while you ahead, because tonight,
That's
we're gonna be seeing you getting here tonight. Hey, and it's set up for the Okie doke. When you start playing, what happens? They start giving you free drinks,
Mhm.
what? Comp,
Yeah.
meals.
All types of stuff. I haven't been.
Feel like a king, like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to, this is my life right here, this is my life. And once you start getting full of that drink and you start making them bad decisions when you're drinking, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna F everybody up in this whole place, I got y'all, I'm better than y'all at this, come on. The dealer ain't had a drink all night. His mind is clear. He watching you get more wasted and more, come on over here, I got you, buddy, hey,
And when your drink get down, he's
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
on that wait.
come on get some more. And then, and then if you somebody that's a womanizer,
Oh, they gonna
oh, they
send
gonna
them
send them
around.
cocktail waiters to go there to be rubbing all your, oh, you got your big muscles, oh yeah, you got the big thing, yeah.
They gonna get you.
They're
now.
part of the team. They all part of the trip.
Mhm.
They all part of it. Yeah, but man, look, that's the importance of having a strong foundation, and it starts at home, like you said before. Whatever your son is going to become, you're going to be able to help aid that. So whatever you put into your kid's mind is you help shape who he's going to become. So you're working right now, and you got your business and everything. I'm super proud of you, brother, from where you came from when I first met you, where you are now. Making that transition, man, from driving from Raleigh every day to Smithfield. But I see bigger and greater things for you, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
I don't just see you with the one shop.
Too many, right?
I see you with a whole chain of Encore, Auto, Motors.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe you.
Because, you got one part of the business down pat. Now we need to teach you the other side of the business where you know how to duplicate yourself and know how to partnership,
Yes.
with people. You know what I'm saying? I can see you with a tire shop.
I
You know
like
what I'm
tires.
saying? Yeah, you got a couple of competition rounds, but you can go out in the field and be around, other places where they ain't, and just be able to duplicate yourself into something more than what people see, because, it's more to your life than just being, a mechanic. You know what I mean? You are,
We also sell batteries, car parts, and that stuff as well now.
I need that.
Need a battery.
Yeah.
I got a battery.
I got a car outside the parking lot right now.
30-month warranty.
I got a car outside the parking lot. It's a Ford Focus.
I seen it. It's clean too. Probably sell it.
It's for my daughter.
Okay.
I need to put a battery in it because I need to be able to take it and get it inspected and need a tax and all that kind of stuff. That's what I said right now.
We're doing inspections January.
You started the inspection now?
Yeah, I got the machines getting dropped off this week. Take inspection.
This guy.
I'm for automotive right now.
This guy.
Cross street from the line of Pride. They select tax service right here.
So if you go out my front door of my office and you take a 40-degree turn to the right, you'll be looking right at his shop. He's directly catty corner across the street. He has been great for my business because in all my employees, when they need their stuff worked on, I send them across the street. If they need something, if my clients need something done, I send him across the street. He's in a good location. He has a lot of traffic. But the fact that he's gonna be doing inspections now and selling batteries, that's going to increase your sales, brother, about 45%.
You absolutely correct. Next to Cletus Sanders from Southern Line, you sent me the most people referrals.
Because I believe in my people, bro.
Yeah, I just thought about
I don't just speak about it, man. I be about to preach. Because I have so many connections with people. Like my mentor was talking earlier about he collect phone numbers from people to network with. I used to collect business cards. And I have a bunch of business cards. And it's not that I haven't even ever used all of them. But here's the thing. the one time that I need somebody's number, and I got that card, that serves its purpose. Because you never know when you're going to need somebody until you actually come to that moment in time you actually need it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I make sure I support my entrepreneurs. I support my community, man. I want people to support me. I want y'all to continue to support the show. Inside the Den, we go live on Saturdays at 4 o'clock. The edited version will be available on Tuesday nights. It's going to be edited. My visual effects team is doing an awesome job at making sure that the show is what it is. It looks awesome. We making these shirts now, selling shirts. This is one of the shirts. The other shirt you've seen before. Give me one of the shirts. Red or blue, brother? What color you wear? What color
Blue.
You wear? Blue. All right,
Blue my favorite color.
Blue your favorite color. You know, so he's one of my guys. My favorite color is blue. So what we doing, man? Every week, somebody come out. I know you thought you was coming over here for free. You thought you didn't come here to have a conversation, but this is Inside the Den. This is a authentic Inside the Den shirt. These shirts was made just for the people on the show,
Okay.
and you get to have this shirt for free. This is,
I appreciate
you
it.
know, you gonna always remember the day that you came on the show because you wear that shirt. Say, man, I remember I went to this guy's show. And so the one I got on is another shirt that we're gonna be selling. If y'all want a shirt, if y'all want an Inside the Den shirt or a Lions Pride shirt, they are $20 a head. Only people that get free shirts are my guests.
Appreciate it.
So don't come on the show just to get a free shirt, but if you come on the show, you get a free shirt. And this is going to actually help launch my clothing line. I got my clothing line coming out 2022. Y'all probably done seen my custom Lions Pride pieces I have. They are going on sale in 2022. I'm going to be selling these pieces. The charm, you see my Lions Pride.
Oh yeah, I see that. What type of?
This is white gold
Okay.
with diamonds in it.
I like that.
I have a guy who can make you one for your business if you want, custom.
He can do this.
He can do that, cold blood. I'm telling you.
Put gold in it.
He can put gold how you want it. I can give you his information, but he cold blooded. What he do? He made me custom pieces. I got a custom Lions Pride bracelet.
Okay.
Have a custom Lions Pride ring.
Uh-oh.
Only person in the United States that got one. Now the bracelet, there's 2 people that got one because I ordered a bracelet custom,
All right.
lost it.
Oh man.
Ordered another one. That guy finds my bracelet and tries to sell it back to me.
How coincidental is that?
I'm like, look, I done already paid for this bracelet twice. I'm not paying for it 3 times.
He ran back into you like, all right, called you up like, hey.
He came in here and said, hey, my friend, I wanted to know the Lions Pride, is that you? I said, yeah,
Oh.
I have something here for you. I found it. And the guy first said he found it. He said he wanted it in a poker game. Then he said he got it from a flea market. But anyway, he tried to sell it back. I give it to you $500. $500? You kidding me? That's my freaking birthday. You lucky I don't call the police about reporting my, you know what I mean? But what I'm gonna do with it? What I'm gonna do with it? Honestly, I couldn't I'm not gonna pay.
You couldn't take it from me.
I ain't gonna debo nobody, man. First of all, he don't even know what the Lions Pride is, so he can. Oh, somebody in my house. So he can have the bracelet, but that's gonna be part of my clothing line I'm coming out with.
Gotcha.
Medallions, bracelets, and rings. You get a custom ring from the Lions Pride.
Gotcha.
So I let him have it.
Gotcha.
But if it was the only one,
That would be the problem.
I'd have to come about that.
Oh, guarantee you, he done made that $500 sale. Might as well it's more.
And he might. He said he'd give it to his daughter for Christmas, but I'm like, okay.
God.
But you know that you done met the real Lions Pride, so, you know, when you see this bracelet, think about me. And matter of fact, anytime you see a lion, period, think about your boy. Design it that way. That's how I designed it.
Right.
It's called marketing.
That's right.
Marketing. So when you know, encore, people just start seeing your name and start associating that with that automotive shop, you know what I'm saying? You sell batteries, inspections and all that. But look, you got anything else you want to say for people, man?
Well,
How do we find you on your social media? I mean, what you got for us?
on Instagram, Encore_Automotive. On YouTube, look up Encore Automotive Diagnostics and Repair. We got a channel on YouTube. Facebook is Encore Automotive Diagnostics and Repair business page. Or you can look up Matt Sanders. And if you're in the Smithfield area, come down, check us out, 816 South 3rd Street, Smithfield, North Carolina. Just Google us in your smartphone, and we'll be right there.
So you got a YouTube channel?
Got a YouTube channel too, and we do jump starts.
What kind of videos you put on there?
Right now, I'm looking for an editor, so I'm just putting.
Bam! Hey, I already got you covered, brother. I already got you covered right now.
Okay.
We're going to leave that for the rest after the show. We're going to do an after show interview, but I got you covered already.
Cool.
So, there you have it. Matthew Sanders, Encore Automotive. He does batteries. He's going to start doing inspections. He does mechanic work, all that good stuff. He's very dependable. I personally use him for my stuff, and I refer him to my clients and my employees. So he's a good guy. Right across the street. I ain't got to go far. I can leave my car at his shop and walk to work across the street. So I'm going to get hit. Be good. But you can also find me Inside the Den on Facebook, Inside the Den on Twitch, Inside the Den on Instagram, Inside the Den on YouTube. Not the Detroit Lions Den, but the Daniel Lions Den, Inside the Den. And we are going live every Saturday at 4 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank Matthew for coming and having a conversation with us, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's been a
yes,
long
sir.
time coming, man. I'm glad you finally. I'm glad you stuck to me and was able to continue on to keep our friendship going, brother.
Yes.
I'm looking forward for bigger and better things next year.
Oh, yeah,
I know you got some things coming out, man, and
Yes.
Continue doing what you do, man. Continue being that pillar in our community.
I appreciate
Continue
that.
doing the right thing, brother, because people are watching you, whether you know it or not.
Yes.
People are envious of you. People are just looking, praying on your downfall.
Yeah.
So let the haters do their job. They're going to hate. A hater will validate where you are.
Yeah.
Because they ain't hating on nobody who ain't got nothing going on, do they?
No, they're not. I mean, I can't help that when we start got anniversaries and they start at the 10th birthday.
Hey, man. That's it, man. So that's our show for today. Y'all have a blessed evening. We will see y'all next week. Happy holidays for y'all. Won't see y'all until after Christmas, whatever, but we'll see y'all soon. Happy holidays.
Hey,
Stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
I'm a lion and ain't nothing but anything. We on fire and my brothers, they on fire too. And we'll fight for each other, that's what lions do.
Progression of the team is the purpose of our devotion. You can see that we've been working and really having some motion. None of it was given, you know that we had to hustle. And that's just how it is when you coming about the struggle. They say it takes a village when you raising a child. And they all turn into your family after a while. We gotta feed into each other, show love to one another. Not a race, but I know we can all finish the mile. When we step up in the den, you letting go of your past. You the only person that can really hold yourself back. The pride and strength of a lion is truly a match. Everybody has it when you a part of the pack. Now this ain't the type of place that'll judge you for who you are. We just get you on your way to becoming a superstar. I told you once before and I can tell you again. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just trying to win. What's up?
Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel. Just tell me if it's real. Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel.
Tell me how you feel.
Just tell me if it's real.
Tell me how you feel. Inside of the den,
I introduce myself?